Japanese car giants seem to be getting very much cold feet, serious worries over their British plants. The red light, for example, Honda's factory has been in Swindon since 1989. Some 160,000 Honda Civics were made there last year. Now it looks set to be showing the plant the red light, closure with the loss of those jobs as production is consolidated back into Japan. And in terms of other car makers, Nissan is proceeding with caution. Now, in Nissan's case, it's Sunderland, and that was the first in Britain that really was the resurgence of car production in 1986. Just last month, Nissan scrapped plans to build its new X-Trail SUV there. And Toyota has been sending out its own warning signals about its Derbyshire plant. It says production will temporarily be halted in the event of a no Brexit deal. Whichever way you look at it, all the car makers seem to be suggesting at best warnings, at worst slow and stop. Anna Stewart is with me from London. The announcement of Honda coming on the back of worries from the Japanese car makers were the first to warn that they would move out in the event of Brexit.
They've warned again and again and again. And this, of course, comes at a time when the UK is trying to negotiate an agreement with Japan to try and replicate what they've managed to get between the EU and Japan, which is now a free trade agreement. And it was one reason why Japanese factories are going to be able to export straight from Japan. They don't as much need a European base. But the UK is falling back here. And Honda haven't actually confirmed this yet, Richard. But the MP for the area essentially said that this news came out before they were able to speak to their workers, 3,500 of them, who tonight will be very worried about the future.
Toyota, if you'll remember, and the Japanese ambassador in London were amongst the first to warn of the problems. The Japanese government from Tokyo even put out a warning early on to the British government. And only last month we heard that the Japanese Prime Minister with Theresa May. So Japan's leading the way in, if you like, negotiating what comes next.
Quite. And if you read the Financial Times today, Richard, you will see from uncited sort of sources in Japan that apparently they feel the UK has been very high-handed in these talks and that the UK is not giving them an easy ride here. The UK wants to have a deal. It wants it now. It wants it several months ago. And frankly, it needs it because anything shipping today to Tokyo will only just make it in time for the Brexit deadline. But the negotiations appear to have hit a bit of a stumbling block, and they're meant to be going on this week. I spoke to the Trade Department today. They said, you know, there's nothing to report yet. We can't discuss it. Now,
Anna, you've been watching Brexit as closely since the whole thing, since the referendum. The UK has done numerous side deals. It announced the latest one with Israel in the last few days. These deals only take place after the 2-year transitional period, or I imagine in the event of a no-deal Brexit, almost immediately.
Yeah, crucially, in the event of a no-deal Brexit, most of them will take place the very next day. Some of them are just mutual agreements. We had an important one with the United States over the weekend. That replicates the situation at the moment for certain sectors. Some will replicate actual trade agreements, for instance, Israel, Switzerland, the Faroe Islands. But still, we're missing our big trading partners like Japan, like Australia. We need more here, is what I'm hearing from business leaders.
Anna Stewart, keep watching. There are many developments in the days ahead. We'll need you to be fully on top of them. Thank you.